Hello and welcome to the Dutching channel. It's Friday the 12th of April 2024, just gone 7:45 in the morning, and we're going to do the prices today for Aintree. The 7 race card there, and we got bets in 7 races, which is quite unusual to bet in every race. And we're going to look, I'm going to do a slightly different system that is easier on everybody rather than the Dutching one where you get down to a certain amount of money, then you've got to start thinking about it. Because if you watch the results show from last night, which I didn't put until this morning, if you look at that, you will see that we're betting in too many races, maybe even with lesser runners that have got very short price favourites that we've given. And when we bet them, we can only bet one horse per race. So we're going to try to stop that. I did, as I had a little bit of time on my hands yesterday, I did look back and sort of go back to when I first started on here. And you look at the winners to losers ratio on odds on favourites. And yeah, you may win a few more than you lose, but you really need at least 70 of those to win and 30 to lose out of 100 before you would start to make any profit at all. So that really isn't worth doing. So anyway, we're going to look at the 145 today. Right, just 6 go to post here, no non-runners. And I've given Heartwood, but you don't need to now worry about what I give. Right, the most important thing is getting the prices for that race up. We know we're a little bit behind here, 101.47, but it's an okay. You can bet in that. So this is going to take slightly longer because we need every horse price, and then we can look back after and think, making money or not making money. I know the way you're thinking. That's 3.4. That one well at Cheltenham. And then 5.2 for Chianti Classico. 5.4 for Iroko. 6.4 for Heartwood. Then we've got 9.8 for Giovinco. And the last one we're going to look at is Broadway Boy. And that is currently 11.5. And you'll see what the over round is here when you do every price. So when I said to you it was 101.7, you can see it's 101.69 to the prices that we've got on Matchbook. Right, now in column Z is what I think the horse price should be. Never worry about what it is, what I've got, because sometimes I can be lucky and get the prices close to what they are, and other times I can make a 1 to 2 favourite 20 to 1. So don't worry about what I give. But what we've got to do is use my price, right? Which is, in this case, for my top selection, Heartwood, would have been 3.55 favourite. But Betfair say, no, 6.4, or Matchbook that we're using at the moment, they say, no, it's bigger than that, it's 6.4. And we go, great, we'll back that, because in my head, I think that is a value bet, because the SP is bigger than my SP, right? So the right-hand column here needs to be bigger. And in the second selection, we would be betting these anyway, even if I was doing my £50 on my top selection, working my way down Dutching. So it's not making any difference. I would still be betting those two. Then here, you can see we've got 3.4 but I've got 5.43. So to me, that is not a value bet. So we're going to take that out. Then the next horse we've got, Broadway Boy. They're saying it's 11.5. I've only got 8.61, so it's bigger again. So you go, yeah, we'll have some of that. And those last two, 5.4 is smaller than 10.47, and 9.8 is smaller than 2092. So there's no value in those two at all. So that's how you do it. Then you just get rid of this column, and that column. And that will give you now how much we're going to stake in that race, £43.55. But of course, you can strike your bets now if you want to, because you know it was 101.69 the over round, it was okay. But also, when you take prices early, what you need to do then about 5 or 10 minutes from the race is just have a look again at these three that you haven't betted on. Because at some point, one of these could go right under the price I thought it was, but it's too late by then. You've already backed it. But if something is going to be backed in, then something's got to go out. So if I wouldn't do this bet till about 5-10 minutes for the off anyway. But if you decided, well, these look value now, take the value now, take it, and then have a look at these three horses that you haven't backed closer to the time. All right, because you will always get another bet on it. And sometimes, if you was ending up backing 4 here and the other 2 had drifted out, you can still make a profit if you backed them all, because you had done the value ones in the morning. But that's how we're going to do this for a while now. You know, I just want to take out these horrible short ones. I'm not saying they don't win, but they lose more than they win. And again, moving into the second race here, we'll most probably, I don't know, there's quite a lot of runners in this one, so we'll go in the 220. I don't want to spend all day on it for you. So Katira would be 6.6. And you can see I've given that to come last, which is a bit bizarre. But I make that 57.36. So instead of sitting here doing all those prices, I mean, I still could do them just to show you really, but there would not be a bet on that horse. All right, because it's 6.6, I make that over 50 to 1. So then we've got Castle Des Mottes at 7.6. I make it 8.54. So again, that will not be a bet. But what's good about this system is at the end, you know, some of these races, you might only have to stake £25. And then you've got 4 chances, because maybe 1 in 4 of those will win, and it still returns £100. So if you're only laying out a quarter or a third, you're profiting more. So in something like this system here, you need to have, say, 7 winners from 20 races to break level. And some days, you know, if all the favourites come in, yeah, you might still have some of them favourites, because they could still be more than the price you've got. But you need some value bets to come in as well. And there's value bets every day. Right, we've got Making Headway at 8.8. And again, I've got 16.79. So that's also going to be a no bet. 10.5 Champagne Twist. Yeah, I've got that as 803, so that's a bit of value. So that will be a bet for us. Theatre Man is currently at 12. And I've got it at 33. So to me, there's no value in that price. Then we've got In the Water side. This is also at 12. And yet again, I've got 36 on that. So that to me is not going to be a bet as well. Then we got Django Bay at 14. And this is the problem when you've only got, well, 20 runners in it, it takes longer. Right, so that's 14. I estimate that at 11, so that is a bet. Then we got Might I, that's currently 23. That's one of my outsiders, which I've got at 46. So in this case, that's a no bet. And then we've got What's Up, Darling? That's on 24. And I make it 30. But there's time for all this to change. So that's why I say to you, you should be doing this maybe 5 or 10, maybe 10 minutes when it's a bigger field. Boom Boom is 60. And that is with me at 21. So that is value. And I want to go through this race because then I want to show you the stakes at the bottom that we would be doing in a race like this. Then we got Sonny Gino. That's currently 26. And I've got 18, so that would be another value bet. Springfield Bay, 32, and Springfield Bay, I've got 25, so yet again that would be another value bet. Then we've got 29 on Uncle Bert. And that's 31.58 where we are, so we'll cancel that one. That isn't a value, but of course 29 to 31 point something, you can always do what they do here and go, can I buy it for 32? Someone may come in and give you it. And then we've got Serious Operator on 34. All right, 34. And I think it should be 16, so that is, for me, a value bet. Then we've got Camsinas, which is 36. And I make this 25, so there is value in that as well. Then we've got Guard Your Dreams at 48. And I have 36, so there is value in that one as well. Iker Allen is 80. And I have 27, so that is yet another value bet. Then we have Playful Saint that's just gone 80. So Playful Saint, 80. We've got 19.72, so yet another bet. Then Tronador, 120. I've got 54, so yes, it is a value bet. But don't forget, when you're looking at the stakes on this, and you've only got to put 83 pence on it to get 100 quid back, then they're worth doing at those big prices. And some of them do come in, you'll be surprised. And the last one here, Spirit Danu, is 100. And I've got this to finish fourth. And I make it 13.98, so this becomes a value bet as well. So if you look at how many horses we've got, yes, they're not going to be the shortest ones. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've got 12 running for us out of 20. and it's cost us 37.44. So we're not laying out the £50 that we were, but this will give us a chance of something different winning the race. If you look at the top ones that I would have backed, which most probably would have been maybe down to about here, well, we've covered most of them anyway. The only ones we haven't covered is this one here at 7.6, but that could easily drift out to 9 and get 8.54 there. It could easily drift out and then making headway at 8.8. Otherwise, we've got most of the ones we would have backed in our normal system anyway. So we'll go into race 3. This is the 255 at Aintree. So you can see with the favourite here, Mystical Power at 2.58. Yes, we may have that to come third, but do we really want to bet on it? It's not our top selection, and it's very short. So no, we don't want to waste £38.76 on it. I'd rather that win and we've laid out 30 quid and we lose, because the next race could turn around, we lay out £30 and win 70. Firefox 4.3, and that will be another one where I've got that at 7.91. That's another no bet in that race for that. Then we got Dysart Enos. This is 5.9. I'll give this to finish last. So again, that's not a value bet. Golden Ace at 9.8. This becomes a value bet because my price tells me it should be 6.16, so that will be our first bet. Then we've got Mr. GIF, and Mr. GIF, this is now just Mr. 16 there, 15.5, and that 15.5, we estimate it at 11.2, so that is a value bet as well. Then we've got Lump Sum at 34, Lump Sum 34, I've got 11, so that is another value bet. Personal Ambition is 55, and I've got 7, so that's a value bet as well. And the last one there, Look Away, is 48. This is my favourite, strangely enough, and again that becomes a value bet. So we've now laid out in this race, you can see at the bottom there, 23.50, but we are hoping this seat is doing my head in, but I don't know if you can hear all the noise that goes with it in the background. But yeah, the 5 here that we've got is only going to cost us 23.50, so we can afford 2 races like that. And if you've got a short price favourite, you know on average that 1 in 3 win. But of course, today 2 or 3 might win on the trot and you lose 3 on the trot. But overall, only 1 wins. So you will profit 2 to losing 1. This is how it works. But it might not just on a small average, but on a larger average, you will win. So there goes a cheaper bet for that race. And then we'll move into one of the big races there, the 330. And we can see that John Bon is 2.42. Well, I don't even fancy John Bon, so that's another favourite that would cost us £41.32. So straight out with that one. And then they go Pick Dorhey at 5.1. This is another one I don't fancy, so this would save us money as well. Then Protector Cat, which is my number 1 selection, 5.1. you can see that I made it 2.54. So that is a value bet for this race. Then we got Envoi Alain at 8.2. I give this to come second. And it is 5.12 with me, 8.2 at Betfair. That's a value bet. Then we got Conflated at 17.5. We give that to come third. And again, my SP there is 7. So that would be a value bet as well. But don't forget, when you're leaving out the first and second favourites, you pretty much are going to back the rest of the field. That's just how it works. And then we got Easy Game at 29. We've got Easy Game at the moment at 28. So it just becomes a value bet. And Minetta Drama is 180. And we've got 37, so that becomes a bet as well. But don't ever think 180, that can't win. Maybe not. But you're only putting 56 pence on it. So that is the difference. And the stakes in this race is £41.52. But don't forget, you've got 5 horses. All you're doing is leaving out 2. And yeah, the favourite could win. And the favourite could win the race before. So you would be then down 23.50 plus the 41.50 near enough, so you'd be down £65 for those 2 races. But there will be one that loses, right? Because as I said to you, there will be more than that, because only 1 in 3 on average win. But today they could all win, as I said. Right, then we've got a 24 horse handicap in the 405. And then Shake 'em Up Harry is 8.4. This is my top selection. I make this 3.88. So straight away that becomes value. Life in the Park is second in at 9.2. And I've got it third in, but 15.46. So that wouldn't interest me. I think the price should be bigger. Then we've got Bill Baxter at 9.2. And Bill Baxter, I've got way down the list here. And I make that 36.82, so that isn't value. James de Burley, 9.6. I make it 6.91, so that is a second value bet for us in that race. And if you look at them both, they are my top selections anyway, so I would be backing them normally. Then we've got Your Darling. This is 19.5. And Your Darling is, make sure I'm on the right line now. And it's 32, so no value in that. Then Frero Bamboo is also 19.5. And at the moment I make 27. So that isn't a bet. Then we got Can Do Kid. This is 19. And at the moment that is 23, but you'd keep your eye on something like that because you're not far away of that turning round. Then we got Arizona Cardinal at 21. I've got this quite a way down on 66, so that will be a no value bet. Then we've got Chartreuse at 34. And at the moment I've got 29, so that becomes a value bet. Then Ciel de Neige which is 27. And that 27, I've got 64, so that will be a no bet. Fantastic Lady is 30. And Fantastic Lady here will be 36. So again, I think it should be bigger. So that's a no bet there. Classic Getaway 32. Now Classic Getaway I've got down here, so 32. I think it should be 75, so I wouldn't be doing that either. Then we've got Aintree at 25. This is my outsider at 138, so no value again. Empire Steel 38. 38, I want 44, so nothing for that one. Then we got Grandad's Cottage at 32. This is another one of my outsiders at 80, so no value there. Killer Kane, that's on 40. And Killer Kane at the moment is on 34, so there's value there, so I would back that one. Then we got Richmond Lake at 42. And Richmond Lake is currently with me 41, so there's a bit of value in that one. Then we got Phlegmatic, which is 46. This is my fourth selection, and I've got that at 17, so that will be a bet as well. And that's what I said to you. You can see the pattern that a lot of these I would be betting on anyway to win, but you're just leaving out the ones that you think are shorter price that maybe should be better value, but they're not. Then we've got Celebra Dalen, which is currently 48. And that one there we've got at 25, so that's going to be a value bet. Then Frankie Duberle is 65. And we've got 41, so that is another value bet. Then you've got Embittered at 110. And Embittered, I've got to finish 9th, and I make that 31, so that again is another value bet. Kurdistan at 75. So even though you think big price 75, I expect it to be 85. So there's no value in that. The Edgar Wallace is 48. I make it 103. So there's no value in that one. And the last one we're going to look at is Good Boy Bobby. And this is 75. We've got 50. So there's a bit of value in that. So you can see that we've still got, out of the ones we would have backed at the top, maybe still 4 of those, maybe lucky to have got down to the 5th one there. So we're still betting them anyway, most of them. And you can see that we're going to lay out £38.18, but we've got 3, 6, 9, 10 running for us. So the value becomes better than the other way that we were doing it. Then we're going into race 6, which is the 440. See, in this way I don't need to keep going back to the racing post to show you the runners and everything. And we'll look, Reading Tommy Wrong is your top one there, and that's 4.6. I didn't think that run well at all at Cheltenham. I've got today 8.07, so there will not be a bet on that. Then we got the Jukebox Man. Well, that did run a good race at Cheltenham. That was 4.3. But because I've got 5.74, let me put that in right. Right, 4.3. I've got 5.74, so again, there's no value in it. Then we got Shanna Bob. This is 6. And I've got 8.03, so that's going to be another no bet. Then we got Dancing City at 9.8. This is my top selection, but I do have it as an open race here. That I've got a 4.99. Then Croke Park, which is 9.2. And that's another one there. I've got 22 on that, so that's a no bet as well. Then we got Sherry Darm at 11. And that I've got a 23, so there would be another no bet. Then we've got Kintara at 15. And I've got Kintara as my second favourite at 5. So that's going to be another bet for us. And again, the pattern you can see is we would have been betting on those two anyway. And then we've got Pinot Rouge at 85. And we would be back in that one because we've got 13. And the last selection would be Ballybentra. That's 60. And I've given it 47. And again, we'd be back in that, but we'd only be having £1.67 anyway. So you can see the stakes in this race is very low. £19.71. We're not wasting our 50 quid, because by the time we'd have done these two and maybe the next one on the favourite here, it would have come to about 50, and we'd have said, well, we've only got an extra one to lay out 50. We may as well not do it and leave it on £19.71. So that would be our selections for that race. And then you look in the last race. Which will now be the 5.15. So we'll start with this one, Maiden Street Prince, which is 7.6. And I've got it again. I've got another one what I'll give to finish last. And I've got that at 229. Be a good lay bet, that one, I think. And then you watch it go and win. Go Dante, 7.4. Go Dante is our top selection. And 3.61, I've got it. Tells us that that will be our first bet. Then Z-Band at 10.4. Z-Band. I cannot see that. There it is. I think that's at 10.4. Again, this is too lower price because we make it 38.75. No, it was 10.5. Not that it made any difference. Then we've got Densworth at 11.5. And Densworth there at the moment I've got at 40 or 41, so that isn't going to be a bet. Then we've got Sky Cutter at 13. And Sky Cutter at 13. At the moment is 13.74. So you could quite easily do what other people do this side. You could say, I just want 14 for that. Someone may give it to you. Then we've got Affadil 13.5. and I've got 13.33, so it's just under. So that would be a bet for Affodil. Then we got Lateral Lad at 16. And Lateral Lad 39 for me, so there's no value in that. Then we got Brucio at 19. Brucio is our second in, and we make this 6.49, so that will be a bet for us. Then we got Eagles Reign 15.5. This is my third selection, and I make it 10.59, so that will be a bet also. So you can see the first four in anyway, we're betting as we were doing our normal system. But this just throws some two lower prices away, really. It means we can back more horses. Then we've got Ballet, and Ballet is currently 25. And we've got 41, so this is no value. Then Ted Hastings at 19.5. And I've got 22.90, so that wouldn't be a bet. But as I said, getting down towards 10 minutes from the off, there will be horses that go in by quite a margin and out by the same. So it could all change by the off time. Party Vibes, that is now 23. And Party Vibes, I've got 33. So at the moment, there's no bet on that one. And then we've got El Jeff. This is 75. And look at that, I make it 75.6. So you know you're going to get that, but at the moment, just for information, I still need bigger than what it is. Then Your Honor is 55. And I make it 26, so this is a bet. Jungle Jack, 95. And Jungle Jack, I've got at 112, so that is a no bet. Then we've got Rewired on 100. And Rewired, I've got at 44, so this will be a bet. Then Picard at 27. I've got 36. So that is no value. Then Karuma Gray is on 70. And I've got 162, so I wouldn't be betting that one. And then Lively Citizen is 46. And I've got 30, so that does become value. So you can see at the bottom, maybe we would have backed these two on the normal system, but it would have cost us £50 to have done so. And now you can see this is going to cost us £37.63. But we've still got the top four, and we've still got another two that we would have done, and we got one big outsider down the bottom. So that is going through the Aintree card. I'll just go back and do, we'll just look at these horses that I've given. And then race one there, the 145, I've given Heartwood, Chianti Classico, and Broadway Boy. One of those three. You are going to get more losers this way, remember. But you're not going to lose £50 on each race that you do bet on. Now in the 220, Champagne Twist, Django Bay, Spirit Danu, Serious Operator, Sonigino, Playful Saint, Boomborn, Camsina, Springwell Bay, Iker Allen, Guard Your Dreams, and Tronador. So they sound quite a lot, but again, they're quite easy to do these online. You haven't even got to worry about the best price you can try and get. You just need a price that's bigger. Then into race 3, we've got Look Away, Golden Ace, Personal Ambition, Mr. Jiff, and Lump Sum. Then in the 330, we got Protectorate, Envoy LN, Conflated, Easy Game, Minella Drama. Then in race 5, with 405, Shake 'em Up Harry, James Duberlay, Phlegmatic, Celebra Dalen, Chantreuse, Embittered, Killer Kane, Richmond Lake, Frankie Duberlay, and Good Boy Bobby. So there'll be your selections for the 405. Then moving into the 440, we've got Dancing City, Kintara, Pinot Rouge, and Ballybentra. And then moving into the last race, the 515, Go Dante, Brucio, Eagles Reign, Affadil, Your Honour, Lively Citizen, and Rewired. And what I'm going to show you quickly before I disappear on this video, we're going to see how much that we would stake, and then we would know what we need to win by, because there would be no part wins like I've been getting. It would just be a full win or a full lose. It would just be one of those. So in this the last race, I worked backwards, 37.63. And I'll just change this. All right, and then we'll know what we're going to lay out, and then we'll know what we need to win, because we would need to win less than evens. Right, £19.71 would be our second race, or working back here would be 765431. So we'll make a totals box there. So into race 5, we would need to stake 38.18. Then going backwards to the fourth race, 41.52. And then into race 3, this would be £23.50. Then into race 2, 37.44. And then into race 1, 43.55. So you'll be able to see there, in 7 races, you've laid out 241.53, and you will need to draw 3 times to make a profit. Where if we was doing this the other way around, first of all, we would only be getting even money. So we would have had to have had 4 winners to have made a profit. But we wouldn't have had so many selections, and yeah, you're right, you most probably wouldn't be doing 100 to 1 shots. But if you're going to end up backing a favourite that's quite short and doesn't win, then you're going to be backing under half of the amount of runners that you are in this way. So I'd be more happy to go with that today. Don't forget, when I do the results show tonight, those prices won't be what you see. They'll be the ones that have finished on Betfair, their starting price. And of course, some of them we might not be betting on because the price would have changed, and there might be others that we're betting on because they drifted out. So we'll see how we get on there tonight. But again, this isn't over one day. This needs to go over a 3-month period to see how we're getting on. So because I'm here every day, you'll be able to see the change. But this is just basically leaving short price favourites out that can become a waste of time betting on. Alright, so that is the Liverpool card done for Aintree, and we'll catch up in the results show tonight. Thanks for watching.